In our news this evening, renewable energy is the way of the future as Niue celebrates the commissioning of the Pek Palm 5 solar power project today. Telecom works towards upgrading government's ICT network with a briefing on the proposed changes with senior managers and staff. Education rolled out a new project to address a shortage of teachers and relieving staff in the education sector. Niue's solar energy production plant at Tuwila has been officially opened and launched today. The $4 million project will replace 360,000 kilowatt-hours of diesel-powered electricity with solar-generated electricity directly supporting the main grid. Today, a special opening ceremony was held at the project site with brief comments from key agencies involved in the design and installation of the solar-powered grid-connected generators and battery-backed power stabilizers project. Installation of the system began in 2013 with contributions from the Pacific Environment Community Fund administered by the Pacific Island Forum Secretariat, who stated that the project marks a special milestone for the region.
Today we witnessed the commissioning of this important project in Niue with the installation of the solar PV system and the battery bank now complete, and the system is ready to be used. This is a special occasion for the region, in particular because Niue is also the first project to take the lead as the first solar PV grid-connected system to be commissioned in the PEC Fund so far. So it's a big achievement. And with that said, I would like to congratulate the government of Niue and the implementers of the project for such an achievement. I hope that with the commissioning of this project, Niue Power Corporation's reliance on fossil fuels for power generation will be reduced, and at the same token, fuel cost savings will be realized.
A happy day today to see and witness the 200 kilowatt of solar panels right in front of us, and the controlling system right at the back of me, the two white containers here. So for the past week whereby we are here, we are able to witness the savings of, as in the contribution of the solar panels here, of 15 to 20% contribution to the power consumption of the island.
There will come a time when the generation of power will sound like this, and the generation of power of the past will be turned off, sounding like that. It won't be noisy, we know that, and I look forward to the day when we turn that power off and turn this power on full so that we can maximize utilization of free sun for our generation of power. This is our future. This and all the other alternatives, that's our past. And the savings that we will make, though small at this particular point in time, I hope that we will continue to build on this and continue to use the expertise that we have now to continue to develop and install more solar power.
This is part of Niue's endeavours to pursue a 100% renewable energy economy. It is expected that by using these alternative power generating technologies that will reduce fuel costs with annual savings of up to $137,000. Information technology services on the government network are in for an upgrade as part of Telecom's plans to expand services. This was emphasized during an ICT session with senior managers and staff today. Telecom's ITS division and ASCOR representatives gave an overview of proposed changes that will strengthen the government's internet network. ASCOR is the New Zealand-based company commissioned by government 3 years ago to help develop and maintain the government's IT network and systems. The flow of information across the network is important and security needs to be assured.
Security is very important. It's a bit like this trust and responsibility. So we open up the computer network for many users. We have to secure that. Security is about doing things and putting things in place before it becomes a problem. The minute you open up the island to the internet more, you have people around the world who would like to crash into the government computer systems, take them over and use them, for example, of sending a lot of spam emails out. A lot of these spammers around the world take over other people's mail servers and just use those as the engine to send out all these spam attacks around the world. So we have a huge responsibility working with government to provide security. So as we open up the internet, we also have to increase the level of security.
Over the next few weeks, telecom staff will be working on rolling out a number of changes to the system to safeguard essential government information and communications.
We're installing a bit of equipment called a packet shaper that allows us able to provide a service in different parts of the government. For example, if there's a requirement for high priority internet use, for example, when a plane is coming in, customs might need a particular high speed internet link that's operating all the time consistently. We can provide that, we can shape that. I'm just using it as a potential priority. I'm not saying that's how we're going to configure it. That is up to the government how it's configured. But instead of having everybody suffering the same level of service, for example, if there's a rogue network card in a government computer somewhere and it's flooding the network, everyone gets affected. The gear we're putting in today will just limit it to that department.
Another alternative will focus on cost-effective means to standardize hardware and software across the government network to relieve maintenance requirements.
If you standardise, and the most basic computer today is incredibly powerful. It's not as it was 5 years ago when you need a range of computers. So you can now standardise, and that means that we can roll out what we call an image very easily over any computer, very quickly, in hours rather than days or weeks to build a PC. That's a time elapsed time. It doesn't take weeks to do it. In other words, the delivery output from ITS will be a lot higher because of that technology. So that technology is going in over the next 2 weeks as well.
Internet problems have always been an issue for Niue. However, an economy moving forward, it is important to open up internet connectivity to the world, but there is a need to maintain secure systems. Education has taken a proactive approach to address a shortage of teachers and relievers in the education sector as they rolled out the new Teacher Aid project this year. The project will enable the department to establish its own pool of relieving teachers and raise awareness for the profession in promoting teaching as an alternative career change. 26 students from across the public servants have enrolled onto a 32-week course offered through the Open Polytechnic. Arrangements have also been made with both schools for trainees to be placed for 5 hours of practical trainings and observation. That is a requirement as part of this course each week. Director of Education Bertha Tongahau says that the expectation is that students will complete the certificate with an enhanced knowledge and awareness of how students learn. Discussions with government's employing body to establish a pool of relieving teachers for both schools have also begun. The trainees can then provide assistance to teachers on a part-time basis. The department expects that they will benefit from the new skills of the teacher graduates at the completion of the certificate. Trainees have already started their studies and will conclude in November. And that is our news bulletin for this evening and this week. We do hope that we will see you again next week, and all the best to those teams who will be taking part in the cricket games over the weekend.